Hey there puzzlers, my name is FLEB, and today I'm going to be showing you a beautiful packing puzzle that was designed by Alan Stein and Jürgen Reiche. It's called the Picasso puzzle, and I'm pretty sure it's called that because you can spell the word Picasso with the pieces in the puzzle. The objective of this puzzle is to pack these 9 wooden pieces into this grid in the shape of a hexagon. This may remind you of the Aztec puzzle or the meter mass puzzles. There are similarities to both. The metal pegs on the puzzle here are very reminiscent of the same pegs that were on the meter mass. And these wooden pieces look kind of similar to the Aztec wooden pieces as well. But the main difference between those puzzles and this one is that there doesn't seem to be a trick with this one, or at least I couldn't find it. The only way I was able to solve this was by using general puzzle techniques and intuition. I put a link to where you can purchase the puzzle in the description of this video. I can't say much more without spoiling the puzzle, so let's get solving. When solving a puzzle like this for the first time, what you want to look for is some way to distinguish which piece goes where. And so you're going to have to use a couple different things here. The first is that remember that we're making a hexagon. If you look at how big our pieces are, none of them are very big. So the actual hexagon that's going to be on this disc isn't going to be very big either. Probably not going to extend past this circle here. If you really wanted to, you could add up the areas of each piece and then find out exactly how big that hexagon was, but we'll just intuit it for now. The other thing is that each of these pegs is going to go with a piece. So we know that in areas like this and this, there's going to be some piece that has to extend out from that area to a peg. And we'll try to use that whenever we can. Another thing to note is that some of these pegs are much closer than others. And the closer a peg is, the fewer things that can actually fit there. For instance, most of this piece's rotational move is blocked by the fact that there's not very much room between these pegs. So let's say we want to see if this piece went with this peg. Well, for starters, any way we rotate this piece, it's not going to be within the confines of the circle or any sort of hypothetical hexagon that we have there. So no matter how we try to do it, this piece doesn't look like it's going to work on that peg. Similarly, this one. Maybe the hexagon extends out this far, but it seems pretty unlikely. And if you have something like this, which is within the confines of the circle, then that extra area has to get out somehow. So this piece also can't work. And moving in this way, you can start to eliminate which pieces can go there. With this sort of intuition-based approach, you're eventually going to find something that looks right. That looks quite nice. And with the addition of this piece here, it looks even nicer. And so when you get something like this, you might think, oh, this is a really good combination together. Let's see what else I can derive from this. This space here has to go to a peg. The only peg it can go to is this one. It's too far away from this peg to get anywhere. So there must exist a piece that can bridge that gap. We can try some of the longer pieces, but the only one that ends up working is this one. And now this is starting to look really good. We've got this long edge here, this shorter edge here. We know this is going to be coming out here, possibly going to this peg, possibly somewhere else. We want to think about pieces that can fill in that gap there. This piece can fill in that gap, but doesn't fit on a peg. This piece again will fill that gap, it doesn't fit. The only one that fits is this one here. Now we have this area here which needs to go to a peg. It seems like this is the only piece that could work. And now we're getting pretty close. The next region that looks to me to be pretty constrained is this one, which will have to go to that peg because there's no way it's fitting underneath. This piece does not fit. This piece almost fits, but not quite. So it must be this piece. And the only way it can fit is this way. At this point, we have 3 pieces and 3 pegs left. So we can start to think about how we're going to fill in this area here. This piece is definitely not going to be going up there. This one is not going to be going there, so it must be this one. Only one way that can go. Now that for this peg here, we have 2 pieces left. That one won't fit on. So this one must go on. And just enough room left to fit the final piece. And there you have it. What I like about this puzzle is that you really had to think about it. You really had to use your intuition to get to the end of it. I think Alan Stein and Jürgen Reika did a great job designing this puzzle. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. And as always, happy puzzling.